Welcome to Scott Bryson Beyond the Service. Tonight we're going to do an episode on everyday carry, or EDC. I've done a small video on that way back at the beginning of this journey. We started our social media journey back in August of 2024, and I think I touched on that very early on. Very simple, short, to the point. Tonight we're going to get a little deeper. And it kind of varies from time to time, right? Depending on where you're going and what you're doing. We'll talk about that in a second. But for starters, the first thing that everybody always has on their person is the phone, which includes me. I don't leave home without it. I wish that I could sometimes. When I was a Secret Service agent, I had to carry 2 phones. So at least I'm down to 1 because that was completely annoying. I had work emails that never stopped. And then, of course, I've got my personal life, and that's fine. But you never leave home without it. And that's okay because you need to be able to have communication with each other. So I think what I'll do first is I'll segue right into that. Next topic, in case the grid goes down, and it will go down at some point. Like if you live out in California or some of these other places, they have rolling blackouts, rolling brownouts. You know, they want to power all these electric vehicles, but they want you to keep your air conditioner on 75 in the summertime. Whatever, that's a different topic for a different day. But rapid radios. Now, by the way, I'm not being sponsored by any of these people, so it's a free plug to them. But if you know anybody from Rapid Radio and you want to endorse me, by all means, I'll take your money or free merch, whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. But my wife ordered these last year, and they're a little expensive, but you get what you pay for. And these bad boys have a range of a couple thousand miles. Yes, you heard me right, a couple thousand miles. And so we try to take these with us. Well, we do. We don't take them with us around town like we probably should, but we take them on every road trip. And this bag was in my son's truck. So he's got his little go bag right here for the radio, which is pretty cool. Rapid radio in case or any radio. It doesn't have to. We also have some like cheaper ones, I think Midland or whatever it's called, for around here for on the farm when you're out on the gator or working, if you get hurt, you need to just get on the 2-way and ask for some help. So we do that. One of the other things we have here is they laughed at me when I bought this last year for Christmas. It's a little AM FM radio, but it's pretty cool because it's got all kinds of different features on it. It's got a compass on it. It's a solar light. I think this is also the one that charges your phone. It's got a crank. It's got all kinds of neat little stuff on it. It's got flashlight. Oh yeah, it's got ports right here for your phone. So a lot of times when we go on the road, my wife will put this bad boy up in the dash, and the solar charges up. So you got the flashlight, you've got the AM FM radio, you've got USB ports for your phone. It's pretty handy little device. We don't carry that. Like I said, we're not super freaks. We're not preppers, which we probably should be, but we're not like next level or whatever. But we do try to be prepared. So that's all I think that's really in this bag. You can use it for other things, which we're going to talk about in a second. But that's what my son carries in his truck. Also, what I carry with me on my person every day is a pocket knife, some type of knife. This is an old school Bear Grylls knife. I have all kinds of different knives. I have a Smith & Wesson knife that I really like to carry. No, sorry about that. It's a buck. I have a buck knife that I really like to carry. I have all kinds. I'm not a knife snob. I know a lot of guys are. I'm a coffee snob. I lived in Hawaii, and so I learned to drink 100% Kona coffee, and that stuff is like better than anything you've ever put in your mouth with regard to coffee. But as far as these things go, man, I'll carry anything. I'm bad to lose sunglasses and knives, but it doesn't matter. You need to have a blade on you all the time because you never know. You might get in a car accident, need to cut a seatbelt off or anything like that. It's hard to say. In addition to having a knife on your person, you should probably have a flashlight as well. Now, I will be honest with you. I'm bad to not necessarily always have one on these on my person. I do carry them in the car, and when I go on a trip, I have it in my go bag, but I don't necessarily carry it on my person all the time, which probably should, but that's just being a little lazy because let me tell you something. I'm still in law enforcement, but when I was really out there doing my thing, I had to carry so much gear, and I just get tired. I was never like a real tackleberry guy anyway, but I was always a pretty good shot, but I wasn't like a barrel sucker. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you the nomenclature of everything out there, but it is important to have a flashlight. So my excuse is I carry a light on my gun, which not always great because you might need to point it at something. You don't want to point a gun at somebody, so I understand that too. So have a flashlight, and then of course in my go bag here I have another knife. So I have a knife on my person, right? And then this one is more for like, you know, emergency action, like with a seatbelt or something like that. I like to have a fixed blade with me as well. And then of course this, I've shown you guys this bag before. This was a gift, and it's a really cool, it's my little go bag for my my tactical, not tactical, you know what I'm saying, like for my equipment. I don't really think I'm tactical that much anymore, but like my equipment, you know what I mean, my gear, the things we're talking about here. Cool thing about this bag is it's got a nice pouch on the front, and I can carry plenty of spare ammo, which is always nice. It's got three compartments in there. It's a pretty good bag. There's all kind of bag. Again, I'm not being sponsored by anyone. I'm not being sponsored by anybody yet, so we're hoping that happens at some point. But no, these bags, you can buy a cheap bag at Walmart or Target. You can get a 511 bag. You can get anything you want, as long whatever works for you. The bottom line is have something, being prepared, because failing to plan is planning to fail. I know that's cliche, but it's a true statement. Now, before I show you these things, I've already shown the cameraman here that we are safe, but I'm going to make sure it's not going to point in his direction. This is like Kydex holster here. This is my Glock 48. It's got a light on it. I carry, this is literally my everyday carry. Truly my everyday carry. When I go to church or the movies or out to dinner, whatever the case. I like this because it's thin. It's single stack. It's 10+1. It's an MOS, so it's got the rail for the light. I like the 19 too, which we're going to talk about in a second, which is right here. Look at that bad boy. Isn't that pretty? I got a bunch of 19s. This one doesn't really get out of the safe that much because it's just, I don't know, it's kind of just a collector's item looking type. It's just got a wrap on it, but it's pretty cool. Glock 19. I think this is a Gen 4. Again, I'm not a barrel sucker, but I like this one because it's got the finger grips. I think the Gen 5 is just flat. I have a black one that I carry a lot. I have multiple guns. I was never really a Glock guy. I was always a Smith, a 6 Hour guy, H&K, different things like that. I have a Smith & Wesson I'm going to show you next too. But late in my career, Secret Service switched over from SIGs to Glocks, and prior to that I thought I was going to the agency, or had an offer and I turned it down, and they carry Glock 19s. It's just a good mid-sized gun. I guess I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6 feet 230, but I got small hands, so this is just fits in my hand perfectly. Some people like something a little bit bigger, but I like this, and this is what I carry in my go bags when I travel, because it's a little bit bigger and it's got a little bit more firepower. Not firepower, but more capacity. The thing I like about the 48 is that, like I said, it's single stack. It's 10+1. It does the trick. Now my youngest son has a 43X, and that's what I should have gotten because it's the exact same gun. Like the 43 is a little small. You know what I'm saying? 43 is just a little small, but the 43X, because the 43 I think 6+1, and the 43X and the 48 are 10+1. But the thing about that is the 43's barrel is about ½ inch shorter. So when I like to carry the appendix, and so when I do, it kind of digs into my leg right there. You know, you're growing or whatever, and it just digs, and it's not comfortable. So I'm like, dang it, I should have got the 43X. And he runs a red dot on his, which I have not learned to shoot yet. But they say it's once you get good at it, you'll never go back. I've always just shot iron sights. So I definitely need to get a dot put on here because my eyesight's gone the wrong direction, and it's hard for me to see the front post now. It's not clear. When I go to the range, instead of wearing range safety glasses, I'll wear my readers because it makes the front post visible and clear, which is quite aggravating. But don't worry, if you're not old, Father Time's undefeated. So trust me on that. So I like that. I carry the 48 pretty much every day, and then sometimes I will mix it up and carry the 19. I don't have lights on all of my guns because it gets expensive. I probably should, but I just don't have light on every gun, so I'm not going to act like I do because I don't. If I'm going to be out at night, I carry the 48 because I got the light. If I'm going to church and I know it's daylight or whatever, sometimes I carry the 19 because I can conceal it pretty good too. I have a nice mesh holster that I like to carry with that. This is a Smith & Wesson 40 caliber. It's an M&P. I bought this gun simply because I got a really good price on it. I mean, it was just dirt cheap. And again, I'm not really a big Smith & Wesson guy. I was a long time ago, but I transitioned over, a little bit to other stuff. But this one doesn't have any extra. Like when I was a cop, my first job as a cop, we carried, it was a Smith & Wesson. I think it was a 9mm 40. I don't remember, but it had an external safety, and I've never liked the external safeties. But when you work in a police department, you carry what they tell you, right? I also carried a Beretta 96C, and it also had a external safety. I just didn't like it because I had all these dreams about needing to pull my gun and have to, do business. And the gun was either on safe or I couldn't pull the trigger. So I don't know, it was a weird psychological thing. I just never liked the external safeties. But this gun right here, it just fits so good. The tang right here goes in. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just a really good gun. So I don't carry this one as much as I probably should. It's the MOS as well. See, it's got the light rail right there. But this is a good home defense weapon because it's got the tritium night sights. So, I mix it up a little bit. I just wanted to show that one. I started not to even pull that one out because I'm pretty much carrying my Glocks exclusively. I have a couple of 1911s that I kind of a collect. They're really nice. I have a Springfield and I have a Kimber. I don't really shoot them that much. They're both 45 caliber and they have night sights. That's kind of another self-defense weapon that I like to use here at the house because it's got the night sights and it's a 45, and so anything up close is gonna do a lot of damage, if you had to do that. So that's kind of it for the everyday carry. Like I said, it's always have your phone on you, which everybody does. You should have some type of wallet or ID on you, right? Because you should have an ID on you when you're driving your car, for number one. Number two, you need money and stuff. It's not rocket science. You should probably take a house key with you. Some people in my family leave the house without a house key. They never leave the house with a phone. So if you're going to leave the house with a phone, you should probably leave the house with a house key. Just saying. I'm safety conscious, of course, so I like to lock things up. And then you're running around, you should have a pot. If you're a man, I guess a woman could carry one in her purse. Probably not going to carry one on her person, which makes sense. Have some type of blade. If you have a pocket knife, I would suggest a lock blade so it doesn't cut yourself, Some of those old-timey ones don't lock, the old-timers and different things like that. They don't lock. So I'd have a lock blade. I also like I said, a fixed blade. And I don't think that, I think that's about it. I always generally have a pair of sunglasses with me too because I have very sensitive eyes. 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a hat when I'm not working. The radios, the two-way radio, I think that's a great call. You don't have to go break the bank. You can find things out there. So, hope you find some of this interesting. And again, I'm not a gearhead. I wasn't a Navy SEAL who, high speed, low drag, running around the world killing people. So those guys probably have some different opinions and takes on things. But I like to keep it simple just because I've had to carry so much stuff for so long. I carry it to survive, to protect my family, to protect myself, to get off the X. I'm not looking for a fight. If something happens, I'm looking to escape. I'm not looking to, like guys like, I carry an extra mag and I carry 2. Good. I'm not saying that's wrong. I don't even carry a spare mag unless I'm on the road and I've got a whole bag full, right? But when I'm every day, church, dinner, movies, I have what I have. That's why I like the 48, because that's 11. If I need more than 11, then that's my fault because I'm not looking to stick around. I'm looking to take care of business and then get my family members to safety and call 911.